By day, there are 3 kids at camp.
But also by day, there are 3 podcasters at camp.
Creating a podcast that will change the world.
Or at least make you laugh and make you think for the next 20 minutes or so.
It's gonna be epic. Hello, Camp Sababa, and welcome to the latest, greatest and only podcast where kids run the show that other kids can't wait to hear. Yes, it's finally here. I've been dreaming of this day. I finally get to say, mini drum roll please. I'm your host, Eli, and to my left...
I'm Ilana, camper extraordinaire, and also a host. And to my left...
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm so excited to be here. We're 3 campers coming to you live from beautiful Camp Sababa. Just like you, our listeners, we're here to help you discover all kinds of cool things about camp, the Jewish culture that we all share, and the state of Israel that is our spiritual home. Camp Sababa has campers from all different countries here, and we've got listeners from all over the world as well.
Listeners! We have listeners! I hope we have listeners. Anyway, I love listening to podcasts and have always wanted to make my own. So thank you, Sababa councillors, for saying yes.
This is definitely a dream come true for us.
We decided to create this podcast after last night's campfire. Our councillors told us all about the leaders and pioneers who built Israel. And we figured, if they can build a whole country, we can build a podcast.
Yep. One thing we heard last night is a famous quote from Theodor Herzl. You may have heard of him. He's considered one of Israel's founding fathers. He said, Im tirtzu, ein zo agada. If you will it, it is no dream. Basically, he meant that you could make a dream come true with determination and a little hard work, whether it's creating a country or creating a podcast.
Oh, yeah! We're definitely living the dream over here. That's why we decided that our first ever podcast episode is going to be all about dreams.
That sounds totally epic. If we say epic enough, does it lose all its meaning?
Never, and I love talking about my dreams. Last night, I dreamt that I scored 2 goals at the World Cup, and then my kindergarten teacher made me a cupcake the size of my head.
Funny, I only ever have dreams about going to school, but I forgot my shoes and socks at home.
I don't think those are the sort of dreams we're talking about. It's more like dreams for the future. What do you hope to do? Or, what do you hope to try and change for the better?
Oh, I get it. I have a dream of someday visiting Israel. I've never been, and my family talks a lot about going so we can see all the places they talk about in the Torah for ourselves.
I don't know what my dreams for the future are. My big dream was starting a podcast, and we're already doing it.
That's okay, Eli. You'll think of something. Maybe the camp career counselor can help brainstorm ideas. Hey, let's send Sam, a roving reporter, to go interview them.
Sam? The kid who loves to walk around with an antique tape recorder interviewing people?
The very same. Sam is the perfect person to help us do that.
And while we wait for Sam, let's hear from my friend Maya. She's here to present today's 2 truths and a lie.
Wait, we're going to lie to our listeners?
It's like a puzzle. Our guest will present 3 supposed facts about today's topic, and then all of you at home will have to pay close attention to the interviews and activities in our podcast to figure out which ones are true and which one's the lie.
Oh, I get it. How fun. I'm loving this podcast so much already.
Hi, my name's Maya. I'm 10 years old. I'm from Anacortes, Washington State. And today's 2 truths and a lie are, number 1, Israel is the only Jewish state in the world, and it's pretty small, only about the size of New Jersey, which is the 5th smallest state in the United States. Number 2, Zion is also the name of one of the major hills in Jerusalem, Mount Zion. Or is it number 3?
Zionism
Was invented in 1984 when Israel became a state. Good luck figuring them out. Goodbye.
Thanks, Maya. I'm so curious now which one of these isn't true. Hearing from Maya really makes me want to learn more about Israel and Zionism. I've heard that word a lot, but I'm not sure what it really means.
Luckily, we can have Sam, who's hanging out with our special guest today, our Camp Sababa career counselor. Take it away, Sam.
Thanks, Liana. Hi guys, this is Sam, your roving reporter, coming to you live from the camp office, and with me is the camp career counselor, Benji Davis.
Hi, Sam. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
So tell me and our listeners, what should I be when I grow up?
What should you be when you grow up? Well, that's not exactly why I'm here. I'm happy to help you come to a few conclusions if you'd like.
But that sounds like so much work.
Yeah, it can be, but it's all worth it. You see, in addition to being a camp career counselor, I'm also an educator and founder and director of Impact Israel Education.
So, can you explain to us what you actually do?
I teach about Israel to lots of people that are interested in just trying to understand, wait, there's a Jewish country for Jewish people, talking about, what does Israel mean for us today in the modern world?
Why is Israel called Israel?
Wow, Sam, starting with the big questions already. Yeah, so Israel as a modern state, was founded 76 years ago in 1948. And so there already was a precedent for a Jewish state called Israel over 3,000 years ago. The name Israel comes from one of our forefathers, which was Jacob or Yaakov, who was renamed Israel. So that's where we get the name Israel from.
I've read that Israel is the same size as Wales in the UK and New Jersey in America. That is pretty small.
Israel, it's not so big. You can drive from the most northern port in the country, which is called Metula, to the most southern city called Eilat, maybe about 7 hours. And that's from north to south. And you can drive east-west, also maybe hour and a half. You get from the Mediterranean Sea all the way to the Dead Sea. So Israel, not so big.
We've been talking about dreams for the future in this episode, and it's been making me wonder, if someone who isn't from around here had a dream for a really long time to live in a place where their people felt safe, is that kind of like Zionism?
So Zionism is this movement that comes about 130 years ago at a time when Jewish people didn't have their own country and they were living all over the world and were praying and hoping to return to their land so they can be a people in their land, speak their language, and practice their culture. And so Zionism, it allows people to be safe and seek safety and security. But on the other hand, it also allows people to be exactly who they want to be, where they want to be, which is in their own country.
So then when did Zionism begin?
So the Zionist movement as a political movement, which is the first time in human history that a people that's displaced from their land is able to organize a movement to restore freedom and to have a country for themselves again, right? And their homeland. But it's actually, while the movement is relatively new, right, 100 or so years ago, the end of the 19th century when it starts, it's actually an age-old idea that goes all the way back to the first Jewish person, which is Abraham, when he was commanded, by God that says, you should go to the land that I will show you. Ever since then, the compass of the Jewish people has always been pointing towards the land of Israel and Jerusalem. So Zionism was taking this age-old idea of always praying and hoping to return to our land and actually maximizing it and doing it ourselves.
Where do we even get the name Zionism from?
So Zionism comes from the name Zion, or in Hebrew it's Zion. Many of you maybe have been there or you'll come here. It's actually where I live, which is Jerusalem. As in Zion is another name for Jerusalem, and it's also a hill in the old city called Har Zion or Mount Zion, right? That's where many people believe that King David was buried. So the whole notion of Zionism is, as I said, the compass, our beating heart is always directed towards Zion, and the center of it all, the heart of it, Jerusalem.
Was this your dream, to become an educator in Israel?
I think my dream was to be in the NBA, but since that didn't work out, when I was really young, even 5 years old, I remember they used to show this movie about Passover every year called The 10 Commandments, and there's this guy, Moses. I'm like, whoa, Moses, he's cool. Where is he going? Who are those people following him? Oh, he split the Red Sea? What's going on with that? I want to join those people. So I always knew from a really young age that this people that I'm a part of, this amazing people, I just want to learn. And so when you say, did I dream of being an educator? I've always just been dreaming of learning and knowing stuff. And I think as an educator, and working with lots of kids like you, I actually learn more from you than I teach. And so I've always just been a dreamer to learn what it means to be a part of the Jewish people, and I just want to be a part of it. And so every day I think, what does it mean to be a part of the Jewish people, and what can I do for the Jewish people. That's why I do what I do.
Can you tell us the most fantastical, amazing, awesome part of your job?
Hanging out, conversations, getting to know people, and just, it's amazing to really learn what people are really interested in and what really moves them, and to understand what it means to be Jewish today. And we're all looking for what gives us meaning, what gives us a sense of purpose, what makes life awesome. I find that in Judaism, I find that in Israel, and I find that in the Jewish people.
Can you tell us a joke?
Okay, it requires a little Hebrew knowledge. So what's a pirate's favorite number? Arba, which is 4. And now you learned the number 4 in Hebrew.
Thanks, Benji, for all the jokes and all the knowledge. Now back to our hosts.
Bye. Shalom. Thanks for having me.
Wow, thanks for the chat, Sam and Benji. Making the dream of Israel a reality really wasn't easy, but what you told us shows that you shouldn't give up on your dreams.
And maybe those dreams can help others and improve the world around you, like this podcast will hopefully do.
I think that that's the spirit of Zionism, to build a better future.
That sounds really hard, but also a little bit exciting too.
I agree. Zionism has always been the simple idea that Jewish people deserve to have a land of our own, but it means a lot more, and a lot of different things to different people.
Oh, I know. Let's make this today's Kesher question.
Kesher, the Hebrew word for connection, and a fun way to connect with kids all over. You guys are full of great ideas to make this podcast really sing.
Today's Kesher question is, what does having a homeland in Israel mean to you?
Hi, my name is Emerson. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'm 15 years old.
Hi, my name is Lucy. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I'm 14 years old.
Hi, my name is Ella. I'm 15. I'm from Jerusalem, but I currently live in Illinois.
Okay, but I think it's very, it's comforting to me that like, if anything happens, like, there's always a place for me to go, like, where there's a huge Jewish community, and, like, I think all the Israelis I've met, especially at camp, they're all very, like welcoming.
I've also never been to Israel, but I will likely be spending a lot of time in Israel in the next few years. And I'm really looking forward to it. And having a Jewish homeland is really important to me, and I think that it creates a sense of validity for like Jews all around the world, and that's really, really important. And it's awesome to be able to have Jews from around the world who are different than you that you can connect with through Judaism or just through common interest.
What I love about Israel is the sense of community there is and how connected you feel to other people. And I'm super grateful that we have that, our homeland, because it brings Jews from all over the world together. Everyone has something to connect over, and it's not just for if you live in Israel, but every Jew around the world.
I'm Shayna, I'm 14, and I'm from California.
I'm Karen, I'm 14, and I'm from Chicago.
Having a Jewish community I know I'm like a part of, a separate area where I can like be Jewish. Yeah.
For me, Israel is like a safe place for Jews to go with everything going on in the world. Everyone's like accepted there for being Jewish.
I'm Eitan Gork. I'm from Israel, from Modi'in. I'm 14 and a half.
My name is Or Menachem. I'm from Tel Aviv, and I'm 14.
I think having Israel as a Jewish homeland is really like safe, feeling safe, because we know that this is our place, and it might be that Israel is not in a good state right now, but I think that this is our home and we're going to fight for it.
I see that outside of Israel there's a lot of anti-Semitism, and I feel like in Israel we can be safe and not worry about that.
It's so interesting to hear everyone's different connection to Israel. I hope all of these hopes and dreams come true.
You know, it's a bit like my dream of wanting to make this podcast. I know it's a much smaller dream than a homeland for a whole nation of people, but I wanted to make it something bigger than myself that I could share with other Jewish kids.
I'm so glad you chased your dream, Eli, and because you did, you found 2 friends who wanted to help you make it a reality and add their own spin on it too.
Really? Who?
Us, you dingbat.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm so glad we shared this dream. I hope it inspires other kids to chase their dreams too.
Maybe what we need are some tips from the amazing Fox for our next segment, Futzing Around.
Another segment, I love it. My Bubba is always telling me to quit futzing around. Like one time when I tried to build a tower out of popsicle sticks instead of doing my homework. Those popsicles were sure good though.
Hey Fox, what do you have for us today?
Kia ora everyone, this is Fox, your friendly neighborhood New Zealander, coming to you live from the Camp Sababa art room. There's all sorts of great stuff in here, like poster board and markers and googly eyes and some sort of sparkly goop. It's perfect for what I'm about to show you. I'm going to tell you how to make your very own dream board in 3 easy steps. Step 1. Start by thinking about the amazing things you want to do and experience, the places you want to visit, and the skills you want to know. It can be nice to do this with your eyes closed, listening to calm music. Step 2. Narrow it down to one key goal. Talk about it. Maybe ask a friend or family member to do this with you and ask you questions to help. If you can't pick just one, you can always make a few boards, or even one board that covers all your hopes and dreams. But you may need to separate them into sections, like to do, to go, and to learn. You get the idea. Step 3. Now the creative bit. On paper or poster board, get your vision out of your head and into reality. You can use stickers, photos, magazine cuttings, craft paper, paints, crayons, or markers to draw, write, or bring them to life with creative expressions of any kind. Most importantly, have fun, be creative, and anything goes. Once you are done, put your dream board on a wall in your bedroom or somewhere in your house. You want your dream board somewhere you can see it every day, so you can be reminded of all the things you can do to make your dreams come true. Don't just dream it, do it. I can't wait to see what you do. Bye for now.
Thanks, Fox. That's a brilliant idea. I'm going to make one myself. Now that I've started this podcast, I can use the dream board to work on my next dream. A robot that will help me catch the mysterious camp mascot that we all know as Mudboy.
You know Mudboy is just a camp myth, right, Eli? It comes from the Jewish folklore, the story of the Golem, who was a creature created by a medieval rabbi to protect the Jews that got out of control.
Don't you mean a mud evil rabbi? Seriously though, I'm pretty sure the counselors made up a mud boy to stop us creeping out past curfew each night.
Mudboy's real. He's been seen. I mean, not by anyone I know, but I believe he's out there.
I guess that's all that matters, really. Eli believes in Mudboy, and if he can make a cool robot for the camp that stops anything evil in its tracks, even better.
What about you, Sarah? Will you try to make the dream board?
Yes, definitely. Now I'm even more excited about the idea of visiting Israel.
That's why the Jewish people say next year in Jerusalem. It's a way to remind ourselves that we are all connected to Israel and Jerusalem. It's a wonderful shared dream we all have.
Dreams can absolutely become reality with hard work and chutzpah, as my Bubba would say. Maybe even Eli's robot dreams, especially if they help the world around us.
Like this podcast, sharing our hopes and dreams can only make things brighter.
Thanks to all those who shared their dreams with us today. And now, here is our Camp Sababa house band, the amazing Matza Boys, here to play us off.
And don't forget to listen to the end for the answer of 2 truths and a lie.
Hi, it's Johnny from the Matza Boys with our track and theme for our camp podcast, Sababa Mambo. Enjoy!
לא לשכוח, השמש עומדת לשכוח תרגיש את הקצב, ההבנה תל אביב קשר לחיים אם אתם אוהבים מסיבה לחיים אם אתם לא צריכים סיבה שקיה vuelan sueños libres como versos al viento mientras tequemos la unión certeza del tiempo caminamos juntos con pasos de esperanza donde el amor florece como río que avanza רוצה להסתדר שלב פתוח הלב מתעורר שבוגה הגיגה מהומדת קולות ריקודית מקשקשת כאילו זה יום הולדת ישוע רכבת el cielo danza la bonanza entre risas y lágrimas tejemos nueva alianza son del corazón entre la vida el alma avanza fiesta en sentir aliento destino danza aliento magia puro y sábado
moment you've been waiting for, the answer to today's 2 truths and a lie. Number 1 is true. Israel is the only Jewish state in the world, and it's pretty small. And number 2, also true. Zion is also the name of one of the major hills in Jerusalem, Mount Zion. So number 3 was the lie. Zionism started way back when Jews wanted to return to their homeland after they were sent away with the destruction of their temple. Even modern Zionism is considered to have started with Theodor Herzl in the 1800s. Well done if you got it.
Well, that's a wrap on our first show.
Thanks so much to all of you for making our audio dreams come true. Remember, tune in next time to laugh, learn, and live with us. Your favorite hosts on Camp Sababa podcast. Bye for now.
If you love this episode, send your feedback to kids@opendormedia.org.
And don't forget to rate, subscribe, and share.
Thanks so much to everyone who helped to make our podcast. Our hosts, whose real names are
Maya, Nina, and Dean.
Our roving reporter, Sam.
Played in this episode by Sylvie.
Our activity director, Fox.
Played by Fox.
Our interview guest,
Benji Davis.
This week's Kesha Kids,
Maya, Lucy, Emerson, Ella, Aitan, Orr, Shayna, and Karen.
and our house band,
The Matzah Boys.
Our show was produced and directed by Gemma Last and written by Gemma Last, Joe Hennis, and Fran Greenman-Schmitz. Our executive producer is Fran Greenman-Schmitz. Ben Kelly at Soho Sonic is our audio engineer and sound designer. Created for OpenDor Media with support from the Jim Joseph Foundation, Maimonides Fund, and Natan Fund.
Tune in next time to our amazing podcast.